We're at Mound State Park in Wisconsin, and we're on the Flint Rock Nature Trail. I'll be doing connecting onto some other trails along the way here, but just started my hike so far. Just left the west observation tower. That's pretty cool. It's kind of scary climbing up there. They haven't maintained the tower in a while, and there's a sign saying so it's like enter or climb at your own risk kind of thing. And it's like the more people that get up there, the more sketchy it gets. So oh, that's really cool. Druzy crystals in there, that's really cool. I like that. And because we're at Mound State Park, this rock is like cherty material. We're gonna see this chert everywhere on our hike. You can see the conchoidal fracturing here. Like you're getting chert, and it's got that white waxy luster to it. I like all the signage. They're always fun to read. So we're starting out on the far western side of the park, then we'll be traveling north. And I'll be doing I'll hop off into another trail over on the east side of the park. And then it'll loop back into this trail again. And then I'll travel south and then come back up to the western observation tower where I parked. So it should be a nice hike when all is said and done, maybe 6 or 7 miles. We're out here on a Saturday at Mound State Park, and it's right by Cave of the Mounds, which is a very picturesque cave in the Midwest. It's a really beautiful cave here in Wisconsin, and it's just west of Madison, near Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, which I'll be heading to after I leave here. And this area is part of the driftless area. There's an area untouched by the glaciers here in Wisconsin, down in the southwest. And this is actually the highest point in the southwest of Wisconsin, so it's pretty cool. Started out over here, came up this way. We're over by the Willow Spring Trail, right up here. You can also go mountain biking out here. There's a trail system called the Holy Schist Trail, and there's another one like Really Nice or something it's called. I can't remember exactly. But the trails are pretty straightforward out here. They're pretty easy. Nothing too crazy so far. I've hiked a large portion of the trail so far. It's not bad. There's no tree ruts or anything really to speak of so far. It's a pretty nice park. I like it. It's the first week of August. It's maybe about 78, maybe 80 degrees today. I haven't seen a whole lot of birds or wildlife. Just seen a squirrel a minute ago. Lots of insects. Now the mosquitoes aren't too bad actually. Right now I haven't had to worry about it. I haven't noticed the mosquitoes being too bad. Even in the sections where you have to walk uphill, it's really gradual, which is nice. One of the reasons I'll be taking the Pleasant Valley trail here in just a moment is because it's going to take me past some water, which is always nice to see water on your hike, so that should be pleasant, hopefully. Here we have the nice blue trail. I show somebody on snowshoes and it shows them going, this is the wrong way if they were to go that way. It's got this beautiful boulder right here. I like that. I have a nice beautiful red oak tree here. Pretty beautiful forest, I must say. Lots of oak trees. So this trail that I'm on is the John Minix, M-I-N-I-X trail. This is the one that kind of takes us up and around the top of the park. And then we'll be going down that Pleasant Valley circle and then come back up and then get back onto the Flint Rock Trail. Actually, I think we'll be doing the Ridgeview Trail along the bottom, which will eventually tie back up into the Flint Rock Trail. Some shagbark. You can see how it gets its name, shagbark. It's pretty pleasant trails so far. I'm liking it. The sun's not too hot. A lot of flowers are blooming. It's a really peaceful day. Here we have some wild raspberries. Nice juicy ones back there. We're about as far north as we're going to be in the park, so it's all south from here. It's a cool little sign here that talks about sinkholes. You can pause that and read it if you want to. You can see it's pretty deep in there. Let's see how it really drops off there. So there's definitely caves in this area. Oh. Alright, we just came across the road here. We're taking the Pleasure Valley. I kept saying Pleasant Valley, but Pleasure Valley, I think is the name of it. See, and then this mountain bike trail veers off. Overload. This is the name of that one. But this looks like a nice trail here. I like it. say it's the most scenic section of the park over here. I like the grass trail versus the dirt and rock trail, personally. It says this way to the Weeping Rock Trail. I might just take this way for a little bit and then come back here real quick. I'm not sure what this trail leads to exactly. So it's as the name suggests, so this section is more rocky and dirt versus the trail up there, which is more grass and kind of open. So I guess if you want to take the Weeping Rock Trail, and the road is right along here too, so it's going to be a little bit louder. So decided to take this trail just a little bit further. See the trail snakes back around up over that way, so there's a lot of winding around on this trail, but my curiosity led me further. It's actually kind of pretty right in here. I like it. Cute little frog. Yeah, it was nice to have taken the other trail, and the detour led me to that frog. So that was kind of a cool thing that was meant to be, I think. But this is just so beautiful out here with the butterflies and the birds playing. Just a really beautiful place. Give it 2 thumbs up. We're as east as we're going to be in the park, And this is actually where the Weeping Rock Trail intersects, joins back up with the Pleasure Valley Trail here, which is what we've been on. I'm going to stay on this trail, and then we'll make its way, I don't know if it's back onto the John Minnick's Trail, but it ultimately gets back onto the Ridgeview Trail, which then takes us back to the Flint Rock Trail, back to the West Observation Tower. Here it shows you and talks about different prairie plants. Southern Wisconsin here. The yellow coneflower. Alright, where are we headed to now? Alright, so here we are right here, and rather than go all the way back up this way, and then I'm just going to come down this way, conveniently, and then I'm going to coming back this way, back to the West Tower. Alright, here we have to cross the road again. And this is on the way to the Ridgeview Trail. I think we're on the Walnut Hollow Trail. It's like a little connector trail, I think. Right as I said that, this sign appeared. Voila! So yeah, we'll be taking this Ridgeview Trail, which goes along the southern border of the park. And then it's going to take us over by some campgrounds, I think. Back up to the observation tower. So, journey's almost over. Got to see a good portion of the park so far. Really enjoyed my time that I spent here today so far. So outside of the park here, there's like a military state trail or something like that. And cross over that, and then I don't know, maybe half a mile or so, there's like a Lost River cave. I'm not sure what all that's about, but it sounds kind of interesting. Lost River cave. I'm going to stay on the Ridgeview Trail here. There's a little Walnut Hollow Trail you can take. It's just a little trail. I think it just takes you back around this way, which is where I'm headed to, but I don't really have the time. I'm going to make my way back to the car, but this sounds kind of interesting though. I've already been doing a lot of exploring today. Sometimes it's nice just to stick to the plan and to stay on the path that you're currently on. So not too far over there basically is where that Lost River cave is at. I'm really close to it. It's a couple hundred yards or so. But it's not inside the Blue Mountain State Park. I'm not sure if it's private property or what it is at this moment. But I'm a little past 2/3 of the way done here on this trail. Or on the, the trail that I planned out today. I had to stop and get water and a snack, maybe twice. Spent 2 hours here so far, walking around. Covered a good amount of area. Getting close to the family campground area. I was expecting this Ridgeview Trail to be more open, I suppose. But it's not. Still, it's a nice trail. You can see it's a pretty nice place for mountain biking and stuff like that. I can see why there's quite a few. There's probably equal amount of mountain bikers as there are hikers that I've seen out here today. they have designated trails for that, so you don't have to worry about someone coming up behind you or anything like that. The Ridgeview Trail is a little skinnier trail. I've been seeing more mushrooms and stuff along this trail. Very close to the family camping area here. The camping sites are pretty nice from what I've seen. Just making my way back to the tower here. Not too much further. Here in Mount Horeb, Wisconsin, after leaving Blue Mountain State Park, headed to the Grumpy Troll here. And one of the neat things about this town, Mount Horeb, is there's trolls hidden throughout the town. Different establishments you can find trolls. So we're just gonna go walk around a little bit and see if we can find some more. Just gonna make my way right along the sidewalk. So stopped into Driftless Chocolates, got some tasty looking chocolate. Unfortunately, I can't have anything with dark chocolate, so kind of limited my options to, but they still had just something with milk chocolate. Kind of like the welcome center of Mount Horeb here. I think you can get a map here also, and it shows you where all the trolls are at in town. It's a cool looking church up there. Tall steeple.